will start it with introduction of economics. My name is NURUL BINTI and my metric number is 284410. Do you know what is economics? Economics is the study of how humans make a decision to use limited resources to satisfy their unlimited wants. It is also study about scarcity and choice. Scarcity means resources are limited and there is not enough of something for everyone. Due to scarcity, it requires choice to be made. People can have everything that they desire, so they must make a choice. Because of choice made, it will affect to opportunity cost. There are two types of economics, which are microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics studies about how individual consumers make decisions, for example, price of nasi lemak. Meanwhile, macroeconomics is studying the aggregate behavior of the entire economy such as consumer price. Next, I will define what is consumer demand and consumer behavior. Consumer demand is defined as the ability and desire to buy specific quantities of goods in a given period of time at a particular price, ceteris paribus. Demand is different from desire, wants, or wish. A mere desire or wants for a product will not cause producer to produce that product will be called as demand. Consumer must have money to buy it if they want the product. There are a few classifications of goods and services, which are free goods, public goods, and economic goods and services. Meanwhile, consumer behavior is the action and decision process of people who purchase goods and services for personal consumption. Consumer will also compare the price and utilities of different alternatives. When consumers make decisions, they are engaged in a problem-solving task that is satisfying a perceived need.
My name is Alin Nazahah binti ARIFIN and my matrix number is 284379. Methodology, research design. In this research, qualitative methodology was used to collect and analyze the data obtained from all the respondents. We believe that a qualitative research approach is relevant to utilize in this study because the phenomenon being studied is not easily distinguished from the context in which it is observed. Data collection tools. In order to obtain the information required for this research, we distributed a form to the respondent. The questionnaire has been distributed to 24 respondents randomly, regardless of their age stage, gender, and ethnicities. The questionnaire consists of 3 parts, which is Part A, Part B, and Part C. Now, let's move to the first part of the analysis, which is Part A, respondent background. The first question that has been asked to all the respondents is their gender. Based on the pie chart, the gender of both male and female are equal with the percentage of 50% each. The second question to all the respondents for the survey is their ethnicity. Based on the pie chart, it is shown that 79.2% of the respondents are Malay, which is the majority race in Malaysia. Next, 20.8% of the respondents are Chinese. The reason why the ethnicity of the respondent only consists of Malay and Chinese is because all the group members are mainly coming from these two ethnicities. Hence, that is why the respondents that the group members have only consist of these ethnicities because they are mainly from their family members.
My name is SOFEA binti MAHADI and my matric number is 284378.
Moving on to the last question for this part is age. As we can see on the pie chart here, 54.2% or 13 people are below 30, which means most of our group members give the survey questions to someone that they are close to, such as friends or sister and brother or classmates, since we are around 19 to 21 years old. They are able to spend a couple of minutes to answer it quickly, as they are not too busy like adults who are already working and have their own things to do. Plus, they are more comfortable asking someone about their age than someone older than them. Besides, for the age of 31 until 40, that consists of 20.8% of people who completed the survey. These circles may be from working people, one of their families, teachers, and others. Moreover, our members are not focused only on their age group, yet they want various ages to answer the survey in order to make this assignment look more interesting by having a variety of age groups. Lastly, 12.5% or 3 respondents aged 41 until 50 years old, and the remaining 12.5% is the age above 51 answered the survey. This group is considered as middle age. In addition, we want to observe the consumer behavior in their 50s in choosing the products they want to buy, whether it is different from the young generation or not.
My name is Nur Arifah binti Jamaluddin. My metric number is 284461. We are going to talk about consumer behavior on various factors, which are consumer behavior on branded goods, consumer behavior on income and price, and also consumer behavior on online goods. The first one, we are going to talk about consumer behaviors on if they prefer to buy goods or products depending on their brands. According to the table and the graph, there is only one person who strongly disagree with the statement. There are 7 people who neither agree nor disagree with the statement, but the majority of them agree that they prefer to purchase goods or products depending on their brands. It is because of the branded goods have a high quality product. Next is consumer behaviors on their willingness to buy branded goods if the price is high. According to the graph and also the table, there are 8 people who neither agree nor disagree with the statement, but the majority of the consumer agree that they are gladly to buy branded goods even if the price is high. The reason is that even the goods are expensive, but it is worth the money. The first one is consumers' behavior on increasing purchasing goods if their income is rising with the assumption of ceteris paribus. There are the same amount of people who agree and strongly agree with the statement, which are 9 people, and there are 5 people who neutral with the statement. It shows that the majority of consumers agree that they will purchase more goods if their income is rising. It is because from the income they will have more budget to buy more goods.
My name is SYAMIMI binti AMINUDIN. My metric number is 284389.
Table and diagram shows consumers' behavior on increasing purchasing goods if the price of goods is low. So, we can see that most of the respondents choose option agree and strongly agree with the question. So, we can say that consumers are more likely to acquire items or services with lower price rises to maximize of degree saturation that may be had within lesser financial budget. We also can see that only 6 respondents choose moderate option, or in other words, no matter whether the price of goods is high or cheap, they will consider whether the goods are important or not to buy in a large amount. Only minority respondents choose option disagree and strongly disagree with the question, which means some people might think that cheaper price might have low quality of product. According to a study conducted by Vanderbilt University, business that provide low price may have negative consequences since customers may see low pricing as an indicator of a poor quality product. Table and diagram shows consumer behavior on if they prefer to buy goods online rather than in person. So we can see that most of the respondents choose the moderate option. So we can say that consumers might think that there are some advantage and disadvantage when buying goods online rather than in person. The main advantage of buying goods online is the ease it provides. You can purchase whatever you desire from the comfort of your own home if you use the digital space to do so. But the disadvantage is consumers are unable to evaluate the products before they purchase them. Some individuals like to inspect the products they want to purchase to ensure that they are on high quality and operate as expected before making a purchase. Table and diagram shows consumer behavior on if purchasing goods online is more convenient and cost-effective. So, we can see that most of the respondents choose option strongly agree with the question. So, we can say that consumers might think that purchasing goods online are more convenient because the internet is ideal for those who have hectic schedule and are unable to visit their local shopping mall on a regular basis. According to the study conducted by Stephanie Chevalier, a total of 20,000 customers were questioned why they choose to purchase online. The most often cited reason was the convenience of shopping at any time of day and more convenient than visiting a physical retailer. Besides, purchasing goods online is cost-effective because according to the study conducted by Dr. Joshua Chang, websites often provide more exclusive deals and discounts than physical shops, and customers may find things that were not lower in store but are now available online at a much lower price.
My name is AHMAD bin MAHADI and my matrix number is 284381. I will continue with consumer choice. Consumer choice is one of the parts that belong to microeconomics. The definition of consumer choice is individual decision making before purchasing goods or services, which can be evaluated as consumer choice following budget constraint. A wise consumer must care about consumer choice whether their money is not waste. In this part, we have to analyze consumer choice between two goods, so the user's best decision among competing goods can be explained with the combination of budget constraint to maximize the total utility function. Budget constraint is the combination of two goods that can be purchased by consumer at a certain income and price for two goods. The level of satisfaction and happiness in consumer choice is the meaning of utility function. This is where consumers do not have any objection to consumer demand for goods or services selected with the agreed price and does not adversely affect consumer income. Next, choice between two goods. The picture shown is the two goods mentioned in the question. Goods A is ayam goreng MACD and goods B is Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. Both goods can be classified as substitute goods. Two goods are substitutes in microeconomic if they may be utilized for the same purpose by the consumers. That is, a customer regards both goods as equal or equivalent, causing the consumer to desire less of the other good when they have more of one. Based on the question in part C, there are two factors that influence consumer choice, which is price and income. Price is the amount of money allocated to acquire an item with a certain price. For this factor, the vendors can evaluate the total of people who are willing and able to pay for their goods at the set price. In simple words, price are related to price of goods. Meanwhile, income refer to consumer income. Consumer with different amount of income will spend their income differently. Given the pricing of various goods, consumers choose the amounts of these commodities based on their purchasing power, as well as their taste and preference.
So my name is Muhammad Azim AL-HAZIQ bin Muhammad Najib, and my matric number is 284396. Okay, so for the first one, which is the consumer income, and the question is, if my income increased by 50%, I will purchase good A. And based on the respondent who is agree, we can clearly say that having a stable occupation with great payment or reliable source of income, and most of the respondents are 30 years old and above. And the second one, which is about the respondent who disagree, most of the respondents are under 30 years old and they does not have a safe financial status. Last but not least, they are probably still in school or also a fresh graduates. Now, which is related to the goods price. And the first question is, if the price of good A falls by 50%, I will purchase it. And the respondent who agrees, fast food is a delicious and popular food, but its price is very high at all times. And respondents who disagree, this is because they having other preference for other goods. The next question is, even if the price of good A is high, I will still purchase good A. And respondent who agrees, this is because having their own favorite meal and the restaurant have good promotion. And we can clearly see that the respondents who disagree, this is because they need some time to consider whether the price of good A equal with the quality or not, and also their satisfaction. Last but not least, the question is, if the price of good B rises by 50%, I will purchase good A. The respondent who agrees, it will make good A relatively more attractive, but goods are substitute for each other. And the respondents who disagree, this is because good B may have a difference in flavor, size, spiciness, or other characteristic that they prefer over good B.
My name is Yong and my metric number is 284399. I'm going to present the conclusion of our group assignment. Consumer behaviors refers to customers' buying habits and actual consumption of consumer goods. It refers to different activities carried out by consumers to acquire, use, and dispose of consumer goods, as well as the decision-making process that precedes and determines these behaviors. Consumer behavior is constantly changing. Personal needs, cognition, learning attitudes, and other psychological factors, as well as personal characteristics such as age, lifestyle, self-image, and personality all affect consumer behavior. In our research, we collected consumers of different ages, genders, and races. Consumers decide whether to seek a solution based on the gap between the actual state which they are aware of and the ideal state which is their wants. Brands may sometimes be exactly these so-called gaps. This gap will vary in different social classes, but today's society seems different as it seems to force us to keep up with trend. People will think that a brand must be guaranteed of the best quality. So no matter what social class they are in, people are eager to buy famous brands. The data says it all. Our research indicates that only 1 in 24 people is unwilling to buy a brand. 29.2% of people hold moderate opinions. However, 66.7% of people are more willing to buy goods depending on their brand. The importance of our consumer behavior research is because it lays the foundation for consumer protection and the formulation of related consumer policies. With the development of the economy and the increase of commercial activities that damage the rights of consumers, the protection of consumer rights is becoming an issue of concern to the whole people. Consumers as members of society hold many rights, including the freedom to choose products and services, the ability to obtain safety products, and the ability to obtain accurate information of certain products.